So Guru Rana Mendala Gani Adaya Ami Sanje Chetan Soje Chonan La Chanju Badu Dani Yes Dagwe Chejen Jive Sanan Je Androla Benje Sanje Dru So Sanje Chetan Soje Chonan La Chanju Badu Dani Yes Dagwe Chejen Jive Sanan Je Androla Benje Sanje Dru Jo Sanje Chetan Soje Chonan La Chanju Badu Dani Yes Dagwe Chejen Jive Sanan Je Androla Je Druva Shu La Dang La Me Dam Ji Yong Boda Je Jen La Su Chu Chu La Jawa Japan Sanje Sumbara Du Jin De Juru Juba De Da Che Che Be Chen Jin Diri Shi Shi Re De Be Je Jin De Che Sa Ve De Tenjin Cheba De La Chodu Te Ju Gu Wa Yin De La Be Nya Ja Sin Cha Chun Sa Yin Me De Ambe Ta Ni Le Ba Da La Du Ve Sun Ni Namo La Ye Ga Da Lu Dan Ni Je Ge Zhu Bu Da Da Me Ye Ga Na Nu Zhu Wa Kun Ji Zha Na Ji Sa Ba Tam Je Ge Du Da Gu Che Den Du Ola So Ta Ren Da Gi Tan Ju Lan Ji Tu Bi Ka De Ko Yen Ne La Ma Ja Wa Ma Ge Sim Je Tam Je Ko Yen Ne Na Du Nga Sum Ji Nyam Da Ba De Nam Mi Du Du Nga Ju Dang Je Wa Lan Ra Wi Chi Du To Ja La Na Me Ba Yang Da Ba Zo We San Je Je Kong Ba Rin Bu Ji Ji Ne Ja To Ba Cha Ti Chi Du Ti Ba Chin Bi Che San Nya Bi Kun Lo Kun Je Je Rin Ba Na Le Ba Sa Da De San Ba Ra Shu.
So now we should set our motivation by thinking in the following stages that at this time I've achieved a human life that's endowed with all of the good qualities of freedom to practice and the ability to practice, all of the prerequisites for that. And it's essential that I don't allow my mind to be distracted towards worldly pleasure and worldly objects, but instead I should think that just as I am trapped in samsaric existence, so that numberless other living beings are suffering, tormented by the different kinds of suffering of samsaric existence, and it's up to me to, as quickly as possible, be able to achieve perfect Buddhahood, so as to be able to liberate all of those beings from their suffering as quickly as possible. And in order to achieve this, accomplish this, I'm going to now listen to this instruction on the Mahayana Dharma, the path to awakening.
Oh yeah, da ka sang nga zo di kawa lo re se na gundu gunjo pa je cha chu cha re ra da na gundu gunjo la kan de re se na 법적이 마시샤 이나다 가서래 지다 신이 난기리 이시스 바타비지 너네 침이 도비니 류전구지 잡이노 세가라 다티 지속이 측제 대기 아니 근데 근조 연된 견대도 담바체
So now we've gone through the section of the text on the precious Sangha, the Sangha jewel, and that's explained starting in the 14th verse, which reads as knowledge of that things as they are, the diversity of things, inner knowledge. Because its vision of its Gnostic vision is pure, because of its intelligence, and the host of the irreversible, because they possess the good qualities which are unexcelled, and so that explain. And then the subsequent verses after that also explain the qualities of the Sangha jewel.
Oh yeah. 전체 인상다 세자 치다바리비 연대 아니 세자 치니바리비 연대 아니 나리비 소소라리밤 나리비 연대 제전이 숨보디 치다 치니 나기 세야되기 담보숨보디 도스된 거 아래.
So that first line of verse 14 saying, knowing things as they are in their diversity and with internal knowledge, that explains the first three good qualities of the Sangha jewel.
아니 대 인데 담보수보다 리뷰 연대수보다 더 때네 이시스바 타비칠 런던 치미도면서 류쟁군지 잡이노 세가라 이시스바 타비칠 세가라 이시스바 타바 치다바도비 이시스바 타바당 타바당 땜바당 신이바도비 이시스바 땜바당 땜베 아니 차베지바당 차와당 토베지바당 차와 런던 치미도비 초 세디게서 아니 치미도비 찬주 셈바 세디기 아니 가르된 거 아래에서나 멤버들과 잡아대 두는 거 아이가 또또 제니까.
So then the second line of that verse, because their vision, their vision of their Gnostic vision is pure, that refers to the good qualities of not being obstructed.
이시스바 타비칠 라미 연단 런데 치미다베도 리쟁그지 잡이노 세도아 이시스바 타비칠 세가라 도텐디가라 이시기세라 치다바도비 이시기스바 타바 신이바도비 이시기스바 타바 이마 체초가래.
So that first where it says because their vision, their Gnostic vision is pure, that refers to the first two qualities again of having that knowledge of things as they are and knowledge of things in their diversity.
다티니 런데 치미도비소 류쟁구지 잡이노 런데 치미도비소로 세가나 치미도비 찬주 셈바 사제바 토디자바 아니 가서 멤버지발라 좋아대 멤버지발라 좋아.
Then the third line there says, because the host of those intelligent ones who are irreversible, that refers to the bodhisattvas of the higher levels of the 8th, 9th, and 10th stages.
다대 두야 되라 안에 다 가상 쉬어나신 전에 저 시위 친이 도지 기다여 기다이 티니 좋아 다들 심지어 탐제라 안에 라신 매바 좋아시와 심지어 탐제라 안에 라신 남바 탑이 아니 친이 여바 라신지 남바 탑이 타 심지어 탐제기 심지 라신지 남바 탑바 또위 안에 치다와 도비로.
Then the first two lines of verse 15 where it says, because of understanding the peaceful reality of sentient beings, it is the knowledge of things as they are. That refers to this kind of the vision that is able to see the nature of sentient beings' minds. The 심층기 준이 지타와스베. So because of because of being able to see that the nature of sentient beings' minds is naturally pure. That because of understanding that it is this knowledge of things as they are. Well, then second two lines says that say 15 that say because they are naturally pure, entirely naturally pure, because of the primordial extinction of the mental afflictions. So those, therefore, because the mind, nature of the mind is naturally entirely pure, that refers then to the fact that the stains or pollution, you could say, does not contaminate the mind, the very nature of the mind. And then the statement that because the mental afflictions are primordially extinguished, so that refers to that from the very beginning, the mental afflictions are extinguished by nature or of intrinsic existence. And that those also express then the the qualities of the mind which understands things as they are.
아니 탐제 침비 취니니 심전 탐제 라여바 통지 치다 여바니 세가나 치다와 또 세자 타도 또비 로데 치다와 또비 로데샤 남진데샤 그러와 대기 안에 탐제 침비 취니 세가나 탐제 침비 아니 탐제 침바 랑신지 넘버 타바 그러와 탐제 침바 랑신지 넘버 타바데 심전 탐제라 여바 통외나 So
then the next verse 16 says, that mind, the mind that understands the limit or the ultimate nature of all objects of knowledge, which is the nature of omniscience. Those two lines refer to the mind that understands things as they are, that understands the things as they are. And then the last two lines of that verse, which says, because it sees that existing in all sentient beings, it is the knowledge of things in their diversity itself.
그래서 어야 다디 지다와를 지나서 다 뒤에라 가서래 대다도바 가인데 아 소소랑시 통화니 세가나 아니 대가래서 거래서 파반난지 아니 현다 투모 마인바 소소랑기 지대는 대비다 가사 소소라잖아 소소랑기 아니 소소랑기 지대는 대비 이시지 아니 So
therefore, then the first two lines of verse 17, which says, that which knows things like that is the vision which is known individually. That refers here to that understanding of the nature of things, as they are. The ultimate nature of things is understood internally or individually by the person knowing it or seeing it.
Oh yeah, 소소랑 시대에 다 뒤제라 소소랑 시 통화니 뒤제라 재미인라 참매당 토바 매지 아니 타바인 세대기 다 가서래 차도 매송기 집에게 나니 차배 디발라 tro와당 아니 가서래 토벤 디발라 tro와스 차배 디바디 녀모비 디바체 토벤 디바디 세제 디바체 되는 거래.
So then the first two lines of or last two lines of 17 say because it's without any attachment and it's without obstruction with respect to the stainless sphere, it is pure. That's referring then to the different kinds of obstructions, obscurations of the mental afflictions and obscurations to omniscience, as well as the obscuration which causes one to be attracted to an inferior kind of objective.
인장 팀의이라 참매당 세가라 팀의인 세가라 시다와 스반이지 아니 셈전지 컴랑신지 넘버 타바디 스바이장 셈전지 컴넘버 타바 컴랑신지 넘버 타바티 유전레스 컴넘버 랑신 넘버 타바디 동반이체 그러와 오 대기 아니 가소래 대기 댄징기 차바 매봐 뒤도지 아니 댄징기 차바라 쳐와 그러와 참매 세래
So then, so the first line, which says it's without any attachment to the stainless sphere, a sphere which is free of impurity or pollution. That stainless sphere there is referring to the natural purity of sentient beings' minds. And with respect to that, this knowledge which knows things as they are is without any attachment. Attachment here is standing for especially the grasping at things as being real.
그래서 너나 감랑신지 남바 답이 시다와 무슨도 또봐 니지 아니 차별지발에 좋아다.
So again, this stainless sphere refers to the element of, is another name for the element of sentient beings, the natural purity, which is the nature of mind.
아니 가소래 대당 세자 진예바 예바 스바니지 세자 진예바 스바니지. 그와 시다와 도비 남진 대가랑기 돈이 무슨도 도비 시 대가랑기 세자 진예바 스바니지 아니 세진 오 탐매바기 세진 오라 탐매바기 아니 유전 인장 유전 인비치나 아니 세자 세와라 파도 제제기 아니 토트밤
So that because that knowledge which knows things as they are is itself unobstructed, it knows is a kind of is omniscience which knows everything exactly as they are. It also knows and understands all of the plurality and diversity of things. And because of its because of being free from and having none of the obscurations which prevent omniscience, it's unobstructed.
다 되게 차바 년주라 좋아당 아니 가서래 토바 시리라 좋아서래 다네 셔바제 와디 네 가래 산제레만 요 말아와 다 오라마 자주가라 아니 랑기 아니 년보기 dob지 참비 년보 파제 매란게 dob비 오가지 아니 년주라 좋아당 아니 랑기 년보 파제 매란게 dob지 시주라 좋아데 산제 샤주르만도 산제 그 삼마도 봐도 년모 봐도 시지주바 니가라 좋아데 말해.
So this passage here in the text is referring specifically to the Buddha because only a Buddha is free of the two obscurations, those which pertain to the mental afflictions and those that prevent omniscience. For beings, persons who are at lower stages of the path, even if they've eliminated some portion of the mental affliction obscurations or the obscurations to omniscience by means of the uninterrupted path and the path of liberation on the lower stages of the bodhisattva path, for example, those kinds of persons don't have this kind of complete freedom from all of the obscurations disturbing the mental afflictions and those that prevent omniscience.
Oh yeah, that teacher, 이시식바 타베나 산제 이시 라미치 파바 치미 도바니 류젠군지 짭이노 세대기 이시식바 타바 세대기다 이시식바 타바기 치다와당 신예바당 나르비 이시기식바 타베 그와 다디 쪼데 사제비네가라 마찬이 로와 답에 아니 산제지 이실라나 메바 라나 메비치리 이실라나 메바 대당 아니 니어의 주배 와 니어의 주배 아니 자주sem바 파바 아니 사제바데 런데 치미도 버서 사단 산제바 와데 런데 치미도 비서 아니 류젠구지 잡이노 세계에 되게 사제바 토디 아니 멤버 디발라 트로와데 right
so then the 18th verse there where it says because that vision that Gnostic vision is pure and because of that the gnosis of a Buddha is unexcelled and because of being an irreversible or an irreversible Arya is the refuge of all embodied beings. This is referring here to that knowledge which knows things as they are, and also the knowledge which knows things in their diversity. Although it's having both of those simultaneously is unique to a Buddha, the bodhisattvas of the 8th, 9th, and 10th stage have portions of that, and because they have because of the portion of that which they possess, they are said to be close to or have the proximate cause to the achievement of Buddhahood itself. And because of the possession of that, they are irreversible. Irreversible here refers to the achievement, being irreversible from the achievement of Buddhahood. Having that kind of irreversibility also entails that they're free of any kind of the obscurations which cause one to be attracted to a lower sort of liberation or lower sort of goal. And because of having that, or quality of free of being that inferior sort of aspiration, they are the refuge for all embodied beings.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 되게 가서를 리젠기지 잡인배 멤배 아닌 디발라 좋아서리 대체가라 연장 사제바 마도바도 지식 사제 마도바를 티시 티반 멤배 즉 전에 송아래 사제바 마도바도 티반 멤배 즉세야지 티반 멤배 즉세야지 팀의 이직 그 삼바도 예비까지 멤버래 와 팀의 이직 그 삼바시나 라니 지보 시대 되니 그 로데 쓰가와 와 라니 지보 시대 되니 그 로데 놓아야 돼 가지 도고 와래서나 이제 전부 지지 삼아 와 티진 섬지 천이 삼아지 깨와라 이제 전부 줄에 깨와고 와라 이제 전부 줄에 깨와라 semjen 탐제 농아진나비 semjen라 매네 동아단 차와 다 집이 차오 냠바게 하산님제데 깨와 제발라 아니 라니 지보 시대 되니 걸로데 가도고 하래
So where it says elsewhere that until one achieves the 8th stage, one is subject to fear of a lower kind of fear of that which is inferior. Here, this has to be explained in the following way: that an 8th level bodhisattva has. Or even lower level bodhisattvas on the different stages of the path have no possibility of actually falling into a kind or having a manifest form of the attitude which wishes to achieve an inferior kind of liberation. This is established because in order to have the mind aspiring to awakening bodhicitta, one has to first of all develop great compassion earlier on the path. And this great compassion is such that it takes upon, the person takes upon themselves the strong, firm intention to liberate all of the living beings from their suffering. So once you've developed that kind of great compassion, then there's no, and it's fixed, then there's no way that you're going to actually turn towards achieving an inferior kind of liberation.
我真正印象，三八扩张有一个前面把钱，三八提给了宇宙不宽别到不进，俺呢告诉我的西位的话了，台湾对这个东岸年娃西位，俺呢西的得了年把台湾东岸年娃西娃的，你是应了年把下头干了样，俺呢告诉的宇宙提俺妈个西的给了开了提忘给，俺呢宇宙不年把下来着。 我听的，人家啥阶边那个啦，听的话的啥阶边，人家听这个他这个起码给说着，爬下是，哦，听的这，他现在就把了，爬到街去，我听这些蛮多，听面一些个三八扩张啥阶吧，爬到没去吧，是吧？
西维英了查吧西维英了。
西维英哦。 西维英西维台湾个土创呢，在大了宇宙都让把下来着的嘞，
So what's being explained here probably is that, well, is that earlier on the Bodhisattva path, once one's achieved the first bhumi, first stage, and so forth, maybe even earlier, you're not going to be subject to have the complete. You're not going to think, I'm going to abandon sentient beings and achieve liberation for myself alone. That kind of thought will not arise. But nevertheless, due to long habituation to wishing to achieve one's own peace, there's a kind of subtle tendencies or innate or sort of natural habit to seek for peace, some kind of state of peace, so that it's possible that earlier on the Bodhisattva path, until you achieve the 8th stage, you would be enter into meditative concentration and sort of enjoy existing in this sphere of peace for some extended periods of time, and that itself serves as a kind of as a impediment to the achievement of Buddhahood. So it's not until, and this falls under sort of a subtle form of the obscurations that prevent omniscience. So this is not abandoned thoroughly until you achieve the 8th Bodhisattva stage.
我也人一上啥都把慢下来，俺你钱包都怕别原来，啥钱包托地上吧，俺你他路的了，你们把是。 你们把上边的家吧，上么八个的，我认真研究的对吧？探究吧，写把那些钱呢，探究写把印章，啥写把托的上吧，研究写把的帮吧。从这我们个路了，你们被这把的信息这把你我的去年的上节课嘛，他妈都帮推广嘛，让就把来了，是吧？但你了，你们被这把的啥写把托的上吧？ 아니 영비 집아 탐자 자원에 세바 인장 사제발라 님 사제발라 치마데다 자제님와 시주바 사제바 토비간로 아니 님비 치마다 자원에 체디 아니 예월 시와주바 전에 오마지부 갈때 송아래 아고서 사제바 토바티잖아 치마테다 서라 영비 집아테다 자원에 체바 早晚的切比推荐，俺的三分酒啊，帮把是过的。
So in this passage also establishes that this text is following the system as it's presented in according to the Prasangika explanation, the school, because it shows that one eliminates the obscurations which pertain to the mental afflictions first, and then only after after you achieve the 8th bodhisattva stage, does one begin to get rid of the obscurations which prevent omniscience. In the lower systems of Buddhist philosophy, it's explained that the two kinds of obscurations are eliminated simultaneously, but in the Prasangika system, as it's explained, particularly in the Introduction to the Middle Way by Chandrakirti, it shows that only after the obscurations that prevent the obscurations which are the mental afflictions are gotten rid of, does one begin to eliminate the obscurations that prevent omniscience.
Oh yeah, that 되게 가서래. 군주군주고 연대 제대로 독시체, 是吧? 나 뒤 가서 다나 군주군주 때문에 가서 아니 년대지 군주군주 년대 파파게 군주군주 뜻이 다 못스탠요 말이야. 수라 거야다만도. 是吧? 땡지 조어되라. 네가네 땡지 조어되기 군주선 못해라. 아니 티진지 아니 잡수미인 거 와진자. 군주군주 되라야 티진 파파. 최군주야 되라양 티진 파비지죠. 과대 남대. 아니 잡된 뭐 산제 집받지.
So then, just as in the previous verses, the kind of primary, the primary refuge is there's the Buddha, and then in terms of the Dharma, it's explained that it's primarily the truth of the path and the truth of cessation, and then in this section of the text also it's referring the primary or chief object, which is the Sangha jewel here, is referring to Arya Bodhisattvas, Mahayana practitioners who have achieved the state of Aryaship.
Oh yeah, 년대다 자주심이 군대기 캐바 지단 군대 생각들 파백 강사라고 거래라. 파백 강사. 군대군조 생각들 파백 강사라고 해. 질 군대 세나 안에 결혼 시초바기. 아양 군대기 다녀자고 해. 결혼 시초바되라 군대기 다녀자야. 군대군조 생각들 안에 파백 강사라 군대군조.
So generally, when we talk about Sangha, and you have to differentiate Sangha and Sangha jewel. Sangha jewel refers, or precious rarity, Sangha jewel refers to a person. Well, all Sangha refers to persons, and Sangha, the community, the Sangha jewel refers to the Aryas, those who have achieved knowledge of reality, whereas conventionally we designate a group of 4 bhikshus as Sangha. Or 4 bhikshunis. 4 bhikshus or 4 bhikshunis count as the group of them together is designated as Sangha.
Oh yeah. 가서래 티바치중기 파베 군딩기 캐바되라 아니 땡지 캐바 오이 캐바 체레지 캐바 데위 캐바 용도 와.
So then, as far as the discussion of these kinds of persons, they're explained in terms of different subdivisions. Dingi Kepara.
Dingi Kepara. Oyi Kepara. Cheleji Kepara. Debi Kepara.
So there's 4 subdivisions of this. They're special, they're distinctions by means of being a basis, distinction by means of their nature, their nature, distinction by means of their function. Denise, Shiba. And distinction by means of their by means of the result.
다 장주 벤지 제바 컨디지레 사람 아니 티진지 군조 대라 장주 첨비주 장주 첨보스나 컨디지레스 거래 사람 첨마세다 미지위 이시 장주 제죄대 전에 온도쟁이 가스리 송아래 와 첨마세바스 첨마세바다 미제바 첨마세바 정말 세바다 미제바 시에바 무슨도 도비 아니 이시다 대단 댐백이 때문에 타도지라 자주 전부 쓰그래 정말 세바다 미제바 시에비 봐 가서리 때문에 타도지라
So they're explained when you say there's a dharma wheel. It's explained in terms of the abandonments and the exhaustion of some portion of the defilements, and this is explained as that such that when some portion of So this is referred to some portion of the defilements. So this is referring to some portion of the defilements being ultimately extinguished and ultimately not arising.
질 chima seba yoarwa chima tönda ba seba meba 질 chima jewa yoar mi jewa yoarwa tönda ba jewa meba chima seba da mi jewa tönda ba seba da mi jewa siwi 이시 당 댐비 때문에 타도 지라 장주 첨보
So this is here when we talk about great awakening, referring here to this is referring to someone who has this great awakening, a person. It's referring to someone that possesses knowledge of the ultimate extinction and the ultimate non-arising of some portion of the defilements. You have to say that these defilements they are extinguished, and they are in general they are extinguished, and they arise, but Shemason. Dindamba zepatan.
Tönda sabata mijewa sivi. Tönda saba meba.
Tundaba
mijewa.
Tundaba
mijewa sibi musum yoarwa ishi yoarwa. Tenda vi ishi tadan damba jamne tadu sire.
Jamne tadu.
Chanju chembo la ishi be gugu amare. Chanju chembo la sanje kusu yoare, sanje pangba yoare. Ani yoarwa inda ishi tadan dembi jamne tadu.
So here it's referring to the ultimate refuge here is referred to here as a person who possesses or a being that possesses this knowledge that things are ultimately not extinguished and ultimately not arisen. Generally, you have to say, of course, that and knows that ultimately the defilements are not ultimately extinguished and they're not ultimately arisen. Of course, you have to say in general that the defilements are extinguished and they do arise, but the distinction here is knowing that ultimately they are not extinguished and ultimately they don't arise.
인자 치마스 지가라 녀바다 시시트바 니가 디날 듀와 인장 로 치마스에 아니 된동네라잖아 제발요. 일단 니음보다 시지 뒤바퀴 트마티스 거래. 트마스 그러와.
So therefore, you have to understand what is meant by the stains or defilements here. These defilements comprise both the defilements which are the mental affliction, the obscurations which are mental afflictions, as well as those that prevent omniscience.
일단 년된 그 지지 아니 년된 라지비 지지 년모비 트마 빵배 빵바 창주 인장 창주 첨보면마 년된 그 창주 랑자 라지비 지지 년모비 트마 빵배 빵바대양 랑자지 창주 인장 창주 첨보마리
And Chanju somebody. So then in terms of where it's saying that the great awakening is the ultimate refuge here. This is referring to this special knowledge which knows the ultimate exhaustion and knows that the defilements are not ultimately extinguished and knows that they're not ultimately arisen. You have to differentiate this from awakening in general. Awakening in general, Bodhi can refer to the awakening experienced by those on the Shravaka or Shravaka path and the Pratyeka Buddha path. Those kinds of persons also have awakening which understands, knows the extinction of the elimination of some portion of the defilements, but they don't have the kind of complete, total understanding that is unique to Buddha.
추부지바 아니 세자 탐제라 어제와 인장 창주 세기 전달이 다시아바데 디마리
세자
탐제라 어제와 도바 추바세 도바라고 말해.
So the Tibetan word for awakening, or the Sanskrit word is bodhi. The Tibetan word for it is changchup, and this has two parts. The first part, Jang, refers to purification, that the person has become purified of some portion or all of the mental afflictions as well as the obscurations that prevent omniscience. That's the purification side of it. And then the chup part of it, that word, second word, refers to the mind having become developed or expanded so that it knows a vast array of or all objects of knowledge.
Oh yeah. That 인상 창주 첨보세 다든다디 산제기 아니 투주기 연대 방도기 연대의 창주 첨보라 샤네 방도기 연대 대다 토빈 유태라 다 컨데레세나 군조다 퇴한단 발라 템벨람지리 산제기 아니 톱제 창주대라 아니 자코레 수구당 아니 추군이 여와라 라 추구 토제 창주대라 수구다 추군이 수구다 추군이 예베 토제 창주 수구당 주 추구 주지기 아니 유텔라양 아니 군조다 퇴한단 발라 템벨람지리 바니야 이말에 야
the 방토니
방도 토제 창부 방도니 어디 추구체 그러와 아니 수구 농구다 주고 수구라와 농주니 어디 저와 수구
이 근접단 된담
어디 근접단다 근접고 수주고 산에들이.
So you can think in terms of how the Buddha embodies this great awakening from the point of view of the abandonments or eliminations and realizations that within that stream of mind have developed. Within such a stream of mind, there's a total abandonment of all obscurations, a total realization of all objects of knowledge. And you can refer to that as the sort of ultimate aspect of Buddhahood, and referring especially to the Dharmakaya portion of Buddhahood, and then the physical bodies of the enjoyment body and the emanation body, and all of their various qualities can be referred to as the conventional aspect of Buddhahood. And these have, they can be spoken of in terms of ultimate and conventional stages of the path as well.
Oh yeah, Tendra Watela, Ani Kunjota Tendala Tebe Lamji Ribatela, Ani Sawata Jachi Lamji Riba, said Kunjora Tebe Lamji Ribatela, Ani Jachi Lamji Riba, Tendala Tebe Lamji Ribatelas, Sami Lamji Riba.
So, in terms of these ultimate and conventional stages of the path, the first one, the ultimate, or the second one, the conventional stages of the path, refers to the vast portion of the path, vast portion of the path. And then the first one, the ultimate stages of the path, refers to the profound portions of the path.
Jachiwe lamji rimba singade kawachile karela sigore sana tsewa nyingi chimboda kunzo chanju ki samla sowa ki ane sanje ki komban dubche ki ane tap chapra jen dizola ane jachiwe lamji rimba ya kunzo we lamji rimba che.
So the conventional stages of the path here, or the vast stages of the path, is referring to practices such as the development of great compassion, the conventional bodhicitta aspiration to achieve Buddhahood, and the practice of the perfections and so forth. Those are referred to as this vast stages of the path.
That tabji number Gundan Dembi, and it only Muslim to Toby, Tony Toby, she tetala, and it's a million Jirimba, Sigoi Mari.
Tabji
Teta and Demba, Tabji number Gundan Demba, Tabteta Simba Chanaguyana.
So a path which is endowed with, or is, you could say, governed by all of those stages of the path, those methods, is referred to as the profound path, the path, or the ultimate path, stages of the path.
What tenderly, any tabji, Jachiwe Lamji Rimba Tedagi, and so Sanjeji. Ani suku drujiki, rawa sanje ki suku drujiki ji zo yinbe, ani sonam ki soda. Sami lamji rimba teta zo sanje ji chuku pangdo drujiki ju zo yinbe, ani yishi ki so, chani oda chu zongo yinba, yishi ki so.
So then, likewise, the conventional stages of the path, or the vast path, is principally, or its primary objective, is the development of a vast, the practices such as developing great compassion, developing bodhicitta, and other practices. Those are designed primarily to be able to generate a great store of merit, positive potential. And then the profound...
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
Oh, so cheba che, tenji cheba bu tenji kasa yi, tenji cheba chansen baba tenji che,
the Zaba Gyajiwe.
Sawa lam sami lam ji rimba de, so sanje ki pangdo, to pangba dan toba ki chuku tupje ki ji zo yinbe, ani yishi ki cho.
So the primary objective of the stages, the profound stages of the path, is the achievement of the eliminations and the realizations that exist within a Buddha's mental continuum, and so that objective primarily then is the accumulation or mass of gnosis or exalted wisdom.
Sonam ge ishi ge cho zo wala dene ani sonam ge cho zo we ge la che tamba su ju gu dang ishi ji cho zo we la che de la tamba chu ju gu ni ta ba ju ba yin za sonam ishi cho zo si sonam ishi le chu we tamba gu ni ta ba sho.
Therefore, there's a verse of dedication which says, by these merits, having accumulated the mass of merit and gnosis, may I... by these merits, may all beings, having accumulated the mass of merit and gnosis, that which arises from the mass of merit and gnosis, may all beings, may they obtain the two holy bodies. So that verse of dedication then abridges basically both sides of this path and the result and such, because the objective, the final objective there, the body which the holy body which possesses two, that's referring to the Dharmakaya and the physical bodies of the Buddha.
Oh yeah, 다 되게 땡지 가서 땡지 쳐봐. 다 가서래. 우리 쳐봐야 다 가래래. 다 남중오 가래래. 해서 탑다시라미. 그러나 탑다시라 가래래서는 안 돈이 도비. 돈이 무슨 도비 셔라. 다 땡진기 연보 챙게. 토자라는 바양다고 조회 산제주 공부 토바 쳐봐라. 돈이 무슨 도비 셔라 매나. 아니 코에 잡아 땡진 봄미네 바 인상. So
that section that we've given there explains the distinctive quality of the basis. Then, in terms of the special feature or distinctive quality of the nature of the jewel here, it's referred to as method and wisdom. Method refers to all of the methods which are included within practices which you do by thinking. First, you think in order to liberate all sentient beings, I must myself achieve the perfect awakening of Buddhahood. With that kind of motivation, then the practices that you do are included within the method side of the path. As far as the wisdom side of the path, that refers to the development of the knowledge and wisdom that understands emptiness directly, perceives it directly.
땡지 쳐봐지, 오유 쳐봐, 어디 탑지 쳐봐대라. 안에 섬전 동화다 차와대비 인제, 인제와다 댐바 인자 탑시 숭제, 오람용오 탑시 숭제.
So then, in terms of the method side, the special feature of that, it's especially referring to the compassion, which wishes to free all sentient beings from their suffering. And that kind of method, when is to be integrated or conjoined with wisdom, and then when you do that, it's called the conjunction of wisdom and method.
아니 가서래 체내기 쳐봐. 아니 샤바 타야 비섬제 샤도미 비섬제지 컴 섬제 탐제 아니 말을 비민바다 차위 수지 아니 가소리 이시기 나와 제바가 이거를 내와
이시기 나와 제바
이시기 나 말을 멤버서 같이 이시기 나와 제바라 이거를 내와
so 당 이월은 봐
이거를 내와
이월 내봐 알아 그거지 뭐
이거 내와서는 다른보다 다 내와도 통하세 지어와
단예보다
다 내고
이시기 나와라
나와 제바 내와 나와 제비 치 이거를 내와
이월 내봐라 그거지 마 손고
와서다 다 내와 나시래 나와 제비 치리 나와 제바지 제발라 돈 이시기 나와 돈이 또 봐라 이시기 나와도 돈이 또 봐라 예월 제바구나 예월 제비 수기 나와
심진 탐지
타예비 심진 탐제기 돈이 또와 제발라 예월네 예월 제비 수기 내봐
알레 예월 콘도 주파 제바 콘솔
콘도 주파 세고르다 요래 심진 탐제가 돈이 또 배치됐잖아 지금 다오나
So then, as far as the function of this jewel, it's designed to cause numberless living beings to abide in or to understand or to come into possession of and to abide in having the lamp of gnosis. Lamp of gnosis here is referring to that which eradicates the darkness of ignorance from their minds.
아니 devil 아니 영 받아 시지를 봐 세브라 밤에 나나 마바기 아니 티신 시바기 나와 야와 토바테다 아니 예수 주바스 다윗 중고 원수 저와테다 나와 야와 토바테다 예수 팀비 람도 주바 산제기 공반 토바 제박이 연단 탐제 용수 저와단 다윗 중고 용수 저와데 배자니 저 어텐다위 나는 뭐 양다바 저위 산제기 공반 토바 어태당 예수 팀비 람도 주바 예수 팀비 람다 파바 사탄번에 주여와 어때
So then it also refers to entering into and following the path which enables one to achieve eventually the moon of the Buddha's the moon which is the state of Buddhahood, so as to be able to illuminate all other living beings.
남도 좋아하시다. 다 된다왜 안 되전기 아니 가서래 타파비 강사되다라 연된 다 대다단 땡기 년도 다 가서래 빵도 나와당 까마나시 전에 년도 까마당 들어와라 아니 빵도 멤버 빵바래 미르 빵비 빵바만도 시르 빵비 빵바매바 빵바니세와
So then, compared to that kind of awakening, which is here referring to that achieved by the Arya Bodhisattvas, the followers of the lesser vehicle, those who are following the Shravaka path or the Pratyeka Buddha path, the awakening that they achieve is much more limited. And the analogy here is a comparison between the moon, moon illuminating the entire sky, and the stars which are in the sky.
아니 덴진 년주 비행장 년주의 년보 아니 돈용 무슨 또 비시용 고인장 예당 년도다 랑자 대다기 년주 방발라 돈용 무슨 또 비시면나 년주 방에 면에 Yeah.
So then you might say, well, how is it that the followers of the Shravaka vehicle and the Pratyeka Buddha vehicle, that their eliminations, the abandonments, and understanding is inferior? This has to, especially as far as the removal of the obscurations, which are the mental afflictions. Because even the followers of the Shravaka and Pratyeka Buddha vehicles get rid of the mental obscurations, which are mental afflictions, because according to this system, in order to get rid of the chief of the chief of the obscurations, which are mental afflictions, is grasping at things as being real. And even on the path of seeing of the Arya Shravakas and the Pratyeka Buddhas, get rid of some portion of that kind of grasping at things as being real. So how is it then that from the point of view of the eliminations or abandonments, that the Arya Bodhisattvas are superior?
아니 간들에 세나야나 니제비 이시 타도 봐서 동반이 잡아되지나 아니 돈용 무슨 또 버기 녀몽비기 님비 아니 이시니 녀몽바 제바지보기니 아니 녀보 돈용 무슨 또 이시단 땡기 시지디비 녀보 체비기 돈용 무슨 또 이시단 미덴바 인상 아니 요 이시니 제와
So the reason it's said that their gnosis or exalted wisdom is limited because their gnosis, their special knowledge, is only able to eliminate the obscurations which pertain to the mental afflictions. It's not able to get rid of any of the obscurations which prevent omniscience.
야나 가서래 최남지 내도 도지 잠바 아니 대체 파바당 자와시라고 그때만 나시 최남지 내로 땡라 베디 잠바 나로 동반이 도지 잠바 아니 리바 도지 잠지 리바 니제와 잠지 아니 돈이 도와를 마도 리비 남자 타협이 권에 아니 동반이 또 위로 많이 봐야 이些많이 봐인자 야 이些니제와라解决이지래 야
Or an alternative explanation of this same point, that the gnosis of the Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas is limited, it is explained that whereas they rely upon sort of very brief kinds of reasoning for establishing the emptiness, and then based upon a very relatively brief process of determining emptiness through reason, they achieve their kind of knowledge or special their gnosis. Whereas on the other hand, the bodhisattvas rely upon numberless kinds of types of reasoning in the determination, establishment of emptiness, such as are expressed in the teachings, the basic verses on the middle way by Arya Nagarjuna and so forth.
Oh yeah. Ribe namra 타입이 권에 또 봐도 매스 거를 와. teaching 그 되는 그 가서 돈이 땡기 와래데 태면 그 되는 가서 돈이 리비 남자 타입이 권에 담아주면 태면이 가사라야 돈이 또 와요 와래데 아니 돈이 리비 남자 타입이 권에 또 와매봐.
So it's, I mean, to be clear, it is the case that the persons who are following the lesser vehicle, they come to understand emptiness correctly, and they come to realize it directly. But the manner, or the means in which they do that is following a relatively limited process of reasoning in order to determine it, and compared to the sort of limitless, numberless kind of process of reasoning that the bodhisattvas engage in.
년대지 가사 외적으로 와. 년대를 가사 돈이 또 와라. 그러니까 인데 바바기. 인상 돈이 또 봐서면 이나양 자와시를 가서 아니 돈이 리피 남자 타에 비고네 땜바 인상 리피 남자 타에 비고네 댄서기 두자들라 티바 침비 밥 특징이 가사 마도 년대 연구매와 인상 자와시라디 아니 팀에 티바 가 특징 투모마이 비단지가 또 작고 와라.
Thus, it's explained that the basic verses on the middle way taught by Arya Nagarjuna, they teach, those verses teach limitless types of reasoning, incredible a number of reasonings on how to establish emptiness correctly. Of course, the followers of the in lesser vehicle, the Pratyeka Buddhas and Shravakas, they understand the profundity of emptiness, but they don't do so in this limitless following a path of reasoning, which entails limitless kinds of analysis and reasoning. So therefore, the principal disciples for whom Nagarjuna designed the verses on the fundamental wisdom of the middle way, those disciples were bodhisattvas, followers of the Mahayana path.
Oh yeah, that's 제일 멤버들 제일 그 개발되는 제일 멤버들 아니 년도 남지 가소래 람 탑시 공부라 대랑그 탑시기 람 고매티 아니 semjen chen 동아다 찬데 매봐 라니 지보 아니 가르자 아니 누구냐와 시비 니시점 전도냐와 인장 아니 대부터야 되라양 냐라 파바 남지 아니 누구냐와 시비 니시점 더비 대불냐와 라니 지고 봐
So, in terms of the methods that are employed also, the followers of the Arya Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, those followers of the Shravaka and Pratyeka Buddha path, who even if they've achieved a knowledge of reality, because the method that they employ is focused on the achievement of their own individual peace, their own freedom from suffering, then they don't apply themselves towards the liberation of all other living beings. So from that perspective as well, their path is inferior to that of the bodhisattvas.
Oh, 요체바 대다된 데 징하다 아니 현양 아니 가소래 차sem기 차sem파박이 사탄보토디 사산다비 셈지 톱디자바 아니 녀란자 좀 르기권에 쓰기는 바다 그러와 사딘바 톱디가나 녀란자 좀 오도지 쓰기는 바라 소와기 다 뒤진기 제바 텐트된 바인 바래
아 공부하지
사탄보토바 티잖아 그러와 녀란자 좀 르기권에 쓰기는 바래
르기권에 쓰기는 바래 So it's said, even from the point of view of just being of a particular class or category, that a bodhisattva who's achieved the first bodhisattva stage, by virtue of their lineage, they outshine arhats who have followed the Shravaka or Pratyeka Buddha path. Just simply by means of their the lineage that they belong to.
No.
Rikigone si kayina.
Kare. Sa tambo topdi damba 아니 얘랑기 토자타도 통과됐다 좀 받으러와 좀 받대다 리지권에 쓰지나 봐 리지권에 쓰지면서 가려서는 학삼 답이 셈지 그도 지승기는 받았어 학삼 답이 셈지 지권에 쓰지는 봐라 리지권에 쓰지는 메스 거래.
So what is expressed here by outshining by means of lineage, this refers to the bodhisattvas, even on the first level, have generated the superior aspiration and pure attitude which wishes to achieve awakening for the sake of others. So that kind of mind is what causes them to outshine by means of their lineage, the lineage they belong to, even those who have achieved arhatship, the ultimate objective of the Shravaka and Pratyeka Buddha path.
Oh yeah, that did kunjo ma chhe ma chen san ni da di yan je ge kunjo sum xie di chen sa che ba da de ge ye ge o ti ji kunjo sum je yan xie ba dang ani jiao ji yan de xie ba se de da jiao ji nam xie ba de ma tong guo de.
So that actually concludes the section on the individual three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, together, and then that concludes the explanation of the three jewels individually, and then now below there's a presentation of the general characteristics of refuge.
Oh yeah, that digi japji namsha cheba tela, anatanda di julama kunjo jugu tela, temba labdenji, tiba sumla chesuna. So
this general explanation, general presentation of the three refuges is stated in the 19th verse, where it says, by the means of the teacher, the teaching, and those who strive to practice the teaching, there are the three vehicles and the three kinds of activities by the force of aspirations. The three refuges are presented.
Oh, tiri japsun namba shabade, ane surabla chiri japsun sumbaki namshada tumba jawa mado, ane yang kasore kondo mewa ko kujo sumte tejin ko kujo sum shega mare.
So this presentation. So this presentation here, this presentation of the three refuges, is stated in accordance with kind of the general presentation of refuges, the refuge in the scriptures. It's not limited solely to the Mahayana refuge.
Tatela Karsore Kadisire Sena Jabla Kasangamana Kamishwana Shi Cheni Ju Jabdang Devi Jamni.
So just as we explained earlier on previous occasion, you can divide refuge into two types: the causal refuge and the resultant refuge.
Yendu jirichen, ranja jirichen, sumchen. Di ranja jirichen, tichen jirichen, hasa tichen jirichen, ranja jirichen, yendu jirichen, sumchen. Tempa tepa lobdenji, tipa sumdang, che sumla, mewa sumyang chenja, richen sumchen. Richen sumbo tela, ani jabkin nane, ani sanje kunjo, cheo kunjo, kundu kunjo, 세가게 랑기 톱자기 아니 군조 숨보데 대접 타도 그런 그 대접 타도도 지금 군조선보다 접수 남샤 접수 남바 샤사데 수라사기와레잖아 특진지를 전제 강사들 아시아 그와레 특진지잖아
So here the verse is explaining refuge in terms of teacher, teaching, and those who follow the teaching from the point of view of the three vehicles. The three vehicles here are the vehicles of the greater vehicle, the vehicle of the Pratyeka Buddhas, and the vehicle of the Shravakas. So each of these three vehicles presents the three refuges in a somewhat different fashion.
인상 티바 준비 전라니 공소 숨가 랑지 라 토자 제비 제배 숨가 대비자서 나바샤라 성도와 오대 인상 특정 그러자 되게 랑그 토자 주위 상자군조 치료군조 아니 가서 그래 군조 숨가 토자 제바 인상 토자 주위 군조 숨부터 아니 토자 제비권에 접수 전바 인상 특정이 이르전 되라 아니 군조 순간 대위 대접도 나바샤바레스
So, and when we say it specifies the refuge in different ways according to the different vehicles, we're talking here in terms of the resultant refuge, the resultant refuge. For the Mahayana, follower of the Mahayana, the greater vehicle, then all three of the refuges, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, are held to be the ultimate resultant refuge.
셰바나신 다 tum다 고마게 의내서 셰바나신이잖아 란다담 찍니라 년되니라 빵바단 또발라 셰바메아레 라 빵바 니주 빵비 란자라양 냠비 지바 빵비 빵바 태섬 년되라양 란자라 가서 냠비 지바 빵비 빵바 태섬 년되라 예비 빵바 태섬 마도 텔레 하바기 빵바지
So now if we think in terms of the other two vehicles, those of the Pratyeka Buddhas and the Shravakas, those two vehicles, they have exhaustion of the obscurations which are mental afflictions. They get rid of those entirely. And we're speaking in terms of the system here as it's explained in the Prasangika tradition. So they have that kind of exhaustion of the obscurations. So according to the Prasangika system, then the Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, there's no difference between them in terms of the final abandonment of the obscurations which pertain to the mental afflictions. According to lower systems of Buddhist philosophy, the Swatantrika, Madhyamika, etc., and downward, they differentiate and say that the Pratyeka Buddhas have a superior kind of abandonment of the obscurations to that of the Shravakas.
마게 가르사에 좀더 오마라 란지발에 요거와단 내가 매개와 긴장고 가와투고와래 했으나 라 다음 가설에 최지단지라바 라 치료 텐드 투어지 비쯤바 是吧？7로 튼도 들어와 좀 다 하고 그러와. 7로 튼도 좀 전바디 시주 라바라 샤네. 년도기 7로 튼도 좀 전바 최지 당진데 암 시주 라바데 마방. 란자기 대방기 요다 란자 라바래.
니 랑기바
란주루다.
나주치베 랑기바라 야 랑기바 참아
란주바 참아 말이야. 또 싫어요. 란주바라 시대샤지 생각다 미신이도와. 그러와 란주라 시대샤지 생각 시로 튼도 들어와 샤지 생각지당 시로 튼도 들어와 샤지 미신이 와래. nenden지 이 시대 시대샤지 그래. 생각삼고 시와서 아니 시대샤지 미셔. 다 란주바 쓸까라 저 생각삼고 농지 전도고 하래.
생상불라 치료
텐도 좋아요 말이.
치료 든도 좋아요 말.
그래서 치료 텐도 좀 전바데 시르라 바래. 시르라 바래. 대수 방교 아래에서나 년대 그 방투고 말이 란자 그 방바 인상 방바 사바.
So then, how do we differentiate between the abandonments of the Shravakas and the Pratyeka Buddhas? According to the Swatantrika Madhyamika system, that is taught by Haribhadra and so forth, and his followers, they would say that the Shravakas are not able to get rid of the kind of grasping at things existing as external objects, which the grasping at things existing as external objects they would categorize that as a type of obscuration that prevents omniscience. And according to that system, then, the Pratyeka Buddhas get rid of that kind of obscuration, but whereas the Shravakas do not. But in So there, but however, in the Prasangika system, because the Prasangikas accept that they don't consider things being established, that external objects existing as external objects, that's any kind of obscuration, because they accept generally that there are such things as external objects. So therefore they would not categorize grasping external objects, existing as external objects, as any kind of obscuration at all. We'll talk about this. This is Chandrakirti's system.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So then, in our own Prasangika system, what is it that differentiates Shravaka Arhats and Pratyeka Buddha Arhats, those who have achieved nirvana through the path of the Shravakas and those who achieve it through the path of the Pratyeka Buddhas? The thing that differentiates them is that the Pratyeka Buddhas accumulate merit over the course of 100 eons, whereas the Shravakas, Drame Sum, Kabakya. According to this, then the Prasangikas say that the Pratyeka Buddhas accumulate merit over the course of 100 eons, whereas the followers of the Shravaka vehicle don't do that.
Oh, that tenderly. Nyandu Ranja Singata Tenderilla Sigua, Nyandu Ransanja, Nyandu Genila, Dede, that Karishagoresana, Ranja Raji Regena, Sanja Ranga Daja Tatu de la Sanja Mashabache, Shilkunju Daja Tatu. Nyandu Gentela, Ranga Daja Tatu Tela, Gundu Daja Tatu Shakawari. Dumba Damba Lopten Sidwa.
So therefore, according to the then the Pratyeka Buddha practitioners then would take Rangela So therefore, we're explaining here that in terms of the ultimate resultant refuge, the final resultant refuge for the Pratyeka Buddhas, it's designated. It's the Dharma, the Dharma jewel, whereas for the Shravaka followers, it's the Sangha jewel, is the ultimate final resultant refuge. Whereas for the Bodhisattvas, it's Buddhahood. And therefore, in the first line of verse 19, where it says, the teacher, the teaching, and those who strive, who train in the teaching, that enumerates those three.
Ranjala Chokujo Dejab Gundula Chokujo Devita Sunamba Shago Sua.
So that's the commentary, Gyal Tsepje's commentary here says that. Therefore, based upon this, for the Pratyeka Buddhas, the Dharma jewel is established, is presented as the ultimate resultant refuge, and for the Shravakas, the Sangha jewel is presented as the ultimate resultant refuge.
Nyandugia Chukujo Jamjo Chiguare, Chukujo, and a Topja Chiguare, Inayang, and a Karasore, and the Dikaso, Nyandela Chukujo Jasunaba Mashaba, Kundukujo Jasunaba Shapare.
So you have to say, however, that of course the Shravakas do go for refuge to the Dharma jewel as well as the Sangha jewel. So here, this explanation is being presented that where it's here presented that the Shravakas take the Sangha jewel as their ultimate resultant refuge.
Oh, Sumti Chiu on the Chewa, that you are there were just to Jordan country to Gure, Sirigala. That is just Sungala, Japsu, Kunjosum Japsu number Shakires, Kunjosum Japsu number Shakire, that Japsu number Shadandela, and the Dajapter Mindachawatuga.
So you have to say that those who belong to all three lineages, belong to all three lineages of the Bodhisattva, Pratyeka Buddha, and Shravaka path, they all have all three. They go for refuge to all three refuges, but in terms of how they take the ultimate resultant refuge, this the members of these three lineages are differentiated in this way.
Ranja Kigi, Ani Rangi Chanju, Ani Nidu Pambi Pamba, Ranja Chanju on the chair, Tuzo Candere, and Tuzo de Ani that Toy Kasu Gala, Rangi Chanju on the chair, Tuzo Candere, and Ani Sanjay. Nyandu may be seen to Jene. Sanjay Nyandu may be seen to Jene. Ani Kaso Ani Rangu Topji Chanju Kasore Nimbo Pacha Melam, Ranja Yukolam Pacha Melam Tela Dene, Ani Ranjagi Kasore, Ninju Pampa Pampa on the Chikuari.
Sanjay Nyantugi.
Sanjay Nyandu may be seen to Jene.
Maybe sing to Jene.
Sanjay, Hamponam Tatayorva. Sanjay Nyandu may Sipatami says. Sipatami say, Anil Sanjay Dam, Nyandu may be seen to Jede, Lobe Shenji Damala Madeba. Ane Rangi Chanjung to Cheba Yizam, Chuk or Chukunjo Rangi Chanjung to Cheba de Cheba Yizam, Ane Chukunjo de.
So to explain this, just summarize it and explain it in general a little bit. The Pratyeka Buddhas, why is it that they take the Dharma as their ultimate resultant refuge, or what's the explanation of this? The difference is that Pratyeka Buddha, you can translate this as individual realizer or individual awakener. Pratyeka meaning individual, Buddha realizer or awakening person. So such persons, unlike the Shravakas, Shravaka means listener or disciple, and the Shravakas dwell together with the Buddha. But the Pratyeka Buddhas, on the other hand, when they actualize their ultimate result, that is, when they enter into the uninterrupted path, which leads to the path of liberation in their final lifetime, final life within the world, they do so in a place where there's no there's no Buddha and there's no other practitioners about. So that's why they're called individual realizers, and it's why they take the Dharma jewel as their ultimate resultant refuge.
rangi chanju undu cheba ti tsena rangi chanju nyandu chanju undu cheba ti tsena ane chanju undu cheba gi tab tembi loben shenji damala dene ra chanju undu cheba gi tab temba gi ane loben shenji damala dene ane danga komni rangi chanju undu cheba yinjang loben shenla dang de gowa yinjang. So then the reason why the Shravakas are said to take the community or the Sangha as their ultimate resultant refuge is that when they actualize their own ultimate awakening, they do so depending upon the instructions of a master. They listen to a master's instructions, and so they do that in conjunction with a community. That's why all that Tiwan to China, that to Shagwari. That in that you just go on to China, Kandisre, Sena, Richen Sunga, Tijanji Richen, and Ranjaji Richen, and Yaluji Richen Sunga la, Mujo Sunga Jasuna Bashabare.
So then in terms of the presentation of the causal refuge, what we said so far is resultant refuge, the causal refuge, then people who belong to all three lineages, whether it's the Bodhisattva, Pratyeka Buddha, or Shravaka lineage, all of those persons take refuge in all three of the causal refuges, the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha.
因此就是像显具了出生比大人个土地上就满一百钱显具了出生比工作生活的工作生按照蓝点比对吧是吧显具了出生比工作生活的个让了蓝点比对吧啊
So what is then the causal refuge? That's here it's explained as in terms of the 3-4, the teacher, the instruction or teaching, as well as those who strive for to practice. The teacher here is referred to as someone who has within themselves actualized the teachings, generated within themselves the path. And therefore, you can rely upon them as a teacher.
Then
the Dharma jewel is the teaching or instruction which is taught by the path which is taught by such a teacher. Then those who properly practice that kind of path is the community of Sangha. And those are persons that you can, by associating with, if you associate with them, you can yourself achieve practice of the path.
아니 집이 집바 탐자라 타바르 쳬바기 땡당 아니 봉니 와 봉니도 안 탐자바 봉니스나 잡군 봉니스 집바르 지레 잡군 봉니스 초라란다 쳬바 직살라 조 가소레 랑가 자자 연결기 직사지를 dro고 예나 안에 텔라교와기 초대해줘라. 오테난시치.
네, 고고라 양가수는 다.
그래서 동아당 다다디지와 유잡순보대 랑그 톱지 산주도 미세 받체. 그와 텔라 아니 랑 동아당 아니 지바 첨부 동아당 아니 지바 첨부라 탑이 땡도 아니 가르로서나 본이 잡음 쓰나 권수만 잡수마 내가 그 잡수 대들아 집어들어 줘바기 줘바 쳐바기 아니 잡도 탐자바
So therefore, in terms of the causal refuge, it's a person who teaches the path, this path which is itself the method by which you're able to protect yourself from the sufferings and fear of samsara, and that has the ability to provide that kind of protection or refuge. And then it's the community is those who have promised to serve as assistants that protect you and guard you from fear of the dangers of existence. Those are the three refuges. The causal refuges.
투바체비 젠테기 랑그 톱자주비 안에 군조 숨지당 현지라 주생기 군조 숨지기 자수조사고 군조 숨지 인용으로 와 어다 현지라 주생기 군조 숨보대 랑그 톱자 미셔봐 랑그 톱자 군조 숨보대 톱이 치도 아니 동아단 직발라 초와 체바기 아니 잡다 본예도 좀봐 마 두체 담보대라 투바진비 리젠 대기 겹대라 대위 겹랑 그 톱자 군조 숨지요 아레스 와 대톱자 생기로 와다 대마인 바체 가사 현지를 출신바 그 군조 숨지요 아레 와스 대다 가사를 규격하체 와 대라 랑기 아니 녀바당 동아지 직발에 주접이 치도 어느 그런다 본예도 담자와 돼 유잡수가 돼.
So the resultant refuge then to repeat is from the point of view of the bodhisattva practitioners. We're not, if you don't think of it in those terms, but you think of it in terms of that is all three jewels being something that you would actualize yourself, something to be obtained yourself. That's from the bodhisattva practitioner point of view. But in the general presentation of refuge is for members of any kind of all three of those types of practice lineage. And in that case, you have the teacher that shows the refuge, the teaching which is the refuge that you should actualize yourself, and then the Sangha being the community that's made a vow or promised to provide refuge so that by relying upon them, you can yourself accomplish the refuge which is freedom from suffering, liberation.
너나 군조 숨보대 랑기 톱지 군조 숨보대 랑기라 톱이 치도 안에 본인다 잡수 주나 대잡체 라 현지라 줄심비 군조 숨보대 아니 랑기 아니 가서래 톱지 군조 숨보대 톱이 치도 아니 같이 잡다 본인도 지나 유잡 라 유잡
Rani punye.
Capstina Slam Tigrita. Captain Pony, Gunsega to Chibato to Gore.
Rani
Rangi Topji, Rangi Topji, Chanju Te, Tobi Chidu, Rangi Topji, Chanju Della, Kujo Sombotella, Pony, Zimna, David Cap. Rangi Topji, Chanju Te, Tobi, Kujo Sombote, Tobi, Chidu, Kansa, Shenjila. Trusimbi, Kunjosumbo Captain Pony to Zina,
So generally, in brief, you can say that the refuge that's been actualized or obtained already by other persons, and I'm sorry, let me start over there. In general, you can say that refuge which is to be actualized yourself, that you're striving to achieve yourself, is the resultant refuge, so that by means of which you make yourself into, you're able to provide protection for yourself, to protect yourself from fear and suffering. That's the resultant refuge, whereas the refuges that exist within other, that have been obtained by others and actualized by others, those are the causal refuges, which are the means by which, by relying upon those, that reliance upon the causal refuge is the method for yourself actualizing the effect refuge.
This one is causal. You jump to Cheba Tigis. Rob Chanji Trusilla. 아니 잡당 랑그 전적이 주진라 주의 점도 채바 대기 아니 무슨 순간을 아니 가서라 점도 채바기 나와 매봐 나와 매봐 대위 점도 채바 대기 아니 무슨 순간을 가서 대위 점도 채바 대기 순간을 주의 점도 채바 그래서
그래서
리타데 두두와 유점도 채바티 순간라 대유점도 채바긴 어요 말레스 짠라 유점도서 강사 현라 아니 군조서 뭐 가론라 아니 가서래 잡당 근예도 채바태기 아니 대유점도라 톱지 타도 군조라 점도 채바긴 어요 말레스
So therefore, then, in terms of the causal refuge is general or common to practitioners of all three lineages, the Bodhisattva, Pratyeka Buddha, Shravaka lineages. The causal refuges, they take all three, practitioners of all three lineages take all three of the causal refuges in general, but they're distinguished in terms of how they relate to or take the resultant refuge.
다 대위점도 채바 대기 대우 랑그 톱지 창조선보다 톱의 체도 아니 대위점도 채바 대기 강사 현지라 출생기 아니 군조선라 잡수 체거와 연장 아니 뒤점도 체거와 돼 아니 뒤점도 채바 셰 대송하다 뒤점도 채바
And so then, but it's differentiated then in the resultant refuge is differentiated in terms of the necessity for that causes one to go for refuge, as well as the manner in which one goes for refuge to it, according to whether you're a member of one of the three types, the three lineages.
So we'll
have to go over this a little bit more. Chorim poche madhe